Oh, right. Apparently, I am live. But as we all know, because it happens every week, it takes a minute for the other to catch up, and
Oh,
I have to mute it. There we go. So, uh, good afternoon and welcome. I am here by myself. I was supposed to be doing the hot seat with Soundarya, but she has not responded to me sending her the link this morning. So I don't know if there was a time zone misunderstanding, but here I am on my own, doing the hot seat all by myself. So I wanted to come on and show up because that is the main thing that we talk about in business. It's about keep showing up and consistency. So I'm here to say hello and to say I have nothing prepared because I was expecting to have somebody else here with me. We were originally going to be talking about the importance of your messaging in the copy that you put out there because, well, and there's my dog. My dog agrees. It's about putting copy out there that sounds like you. And it's about putting copy, messaging, whatever you're writing, your posts, blogs, anything that's going out should be in your voice. And that sounds a whole lot easier than it is because it's been beaten into us that we should write a certain way, or we should sound more professional, we should sound smart, sound like the expert. And yeah, we should, but it should also be in your voice. So here's my take on that. I initially started this online thing a year and a half ago, and it was new to me being online. I was used to not even having to advertise or market because my business ran successfully for 20 years on word of mouth, and I was full. I didn't need more clients. And then, of course, COVID hit, and here I was forced to go online, and that's a whole different ball game. And, so I did courses and I had coaches, and it was all the same thing. It was a lot of the same message, just told differently, but it was about just put it out there, just get it out. Done is better than perfect, which I totally agree with. But I had this idea that it had to be a certain way. I had to sound a certain way. And so I was trying to follow these formulas that I was given by other coaches. And I discovered I was doing it in their voice, not in mine. And it was helpful to see their structure, but I had to realize it wasn't working for me. And when I made that realization and I started saying, screw it, I'm going to be me, that's when everything changed for my business. And I've said it before. It was sort of a pivotal moment because I discovered that me being me is what attracts people to me. And it should be the same for you too. So I can give you the structure of things you should be doing. I can give you the 15 post ideas that I share with my clients. But I won't ever tell you what to write. I will tell you how, the structure, the format, the scaffolding, so to speak. You have to fill in the blanks. And by that, it has to be in your voice. What would you normally sound like? Kesley has said it before. She swears, and if people are offended by her swearing, then they're not her people. Whereas other people don't feel comfortable using that language, and that's fine. That's them. So you are who you are. You put out who you are, and you will attract your people because something will resonate with them. So doing your messaging, your posts, anything else that you're putting out there, no matter what platform it is, you want to be you. Because when you're not is when you don't feel authentic. And that's a big word for us in our business. And when you don't feel authentic, you also don't come across as authentic. And that is what people resonate with. That is what people will stop and watch and go, hey, yeah, that's my person. Because there's something in how we put out our message that people, it hooks them, it grabs them, it pulls them in, reels them in, so to speak. And, it hits home for them. So yeah, you want to structure your posts based on the pain points of your ideal clients. And you want to do it from a place of understanding where they're at. That when we can show compassion and empathy and understanding that, yeah, I've been there, I know what that's like. And we can put it out there in a way that shows them that we've been there, we know, and we can help, then that's where they're going to connect and that's where they're going to reach out. So, what I was going to talk with Sundaria about is about copy. And, people hire people to write copy for them. And I understand why people do that, because it's hugely time consuming, all the writing that has to be done. And sometimes I procrastinate and I don't get mine done. And then I have to do a mad dash in getting it all done at one time. But the point is that whether you do it yourself or whether somebody does it for you, you have to understand the voice that you want. And whether it's how you write it for yourself or you telling somebody what you're about, you have to know what you're about. You have to know what your voice is. So finding your voice is all about understanding who you are and the message you're trying to put out there. And that's what you have to make clear if you're going to hire a copywriter to do all your copy for you. So you also have to find that person, should you choose to do that. You have to find that person that is going to resonate with you and is going to write in your voice, not theirs. That is super important to know when you hire people or outsource things, that they have to be on board with who you are and what you are doing and what you are putting out there, so that when they are representing you, they are putting out that same energy, that same style of content, because it has to match your brand. And so you really have to think about who you are and what your messaging is. Stay on brand and be you. So the easiest thing for branding is to be yourself. And sometimes we don't know what that looks like. Sometimes we don't know who we are. And this is why Kesley and I say so frequently that being in business is really 80% self-development, self-improvement, self-analysis, 20% strategy. So you can have all the best business strategies in the world. If you don't know who you are and what you're doing yourself as a person, that's where the waters get muddy. That's where the messaging doesn't translate or doesn't convert. And that means you have to go back to the drawing board and keep working on yourself to find out what exactly that is. Find out how you are different. Find out how you do you do business differently than everybody else. You may have the same niche as many other people, but you're still you. That's what makes you different. And when we have this mindset, this abundance mindset, that there are people out there for all of us, then when you put your message out authentically, you know what your voice is. And even if you outsource your copy and having somebody else do those things for you, when you can give them a clear picture of who you are and a clear picture of who your ideal clients are, then they will best represent you. And those people will be attracted to that messaging. So very short and sweet. Find your voice, find out who you are, and be you. That's what's going to attract people to you. And if you don't like you very much, then you're not going to attract a whole lot of people, unfortunately, that will read. And so sometimes we have to take a step back and go, okay, I need to work on me. I need to work on how I'm putting myself out there, on my energy. How is it being received? And we need to do some inner work. And that's where Kesley comes in to our business, because she helps people dive deep and work on those things. She's helped me significantly in this past year working on that as well. And she's kind of the one that helped me see that I can't be somebody else. I can't do their messaging. I have to be me. And it is when I started doing that that my business changed exponentially. So ask yourself, is what you're doing converting? Are you making the money that you would like to make? Are you getting the clients you would like to get? If not, take a step back and reevaluate what you're putting out there and see how you can go about finding your voice and putting that out there and see the change that it can bring to your life and to your business. So the main takeaways from this: be you, be authentically you, and be unapologetically you. That's it for today.